Best Mountain Bike 2020, the best MTB from hardtail trail blasters to electric enduro sleds. The best mountain bike has come a long way from the clunkers originally ridden in California's hills almost 5 decades ago. Unlike its cobbled-together forbearers, the best mountain bikes of the modern day are highly evolved machines capable of making short work of trails that only the most highly skilled riders would consider risking life and limb on just a few years ago. They involve a bit more effort going uphill than the best electric mountain bikes. But they also cost, and weight considerably less. Longer top tubes, slacker head angles and lower bottom brackets have made today's best mountain bikes more balanced, stable and confidence-inspiring than anything that has come before. Single-ringed cranks with wide-ranging cassettes do away with the need for front mechs, while dropper seat posts enable riders to slam the saddle out of the way when plummeting down boulder-strewn descents. Other most subtle evolutions such as wider boost hubs and bolt-through axles have made wheels, forks and dropouts stiffer, massively improving bike handling as a result. In this guide, we've ranked what we think are the very best mountain bikes right now. From casual trail riding to race-ready machines, our selection of bikes covers a wide range of uses and price points. But each one of them is what we consider to the best in its class. While each of the mountain bikes featured in this buyer's guide are worthy of the top spot, we think the best mountain bike overall right now is the white S150 CRS V2. Canyon is known for its award-winning, innovative mountain bikes, and its cutting-edge Canyon Spectral CF 7.0 trail bike is an excellent addition to the pack. It's perfectly balanced, offers great specs for the price, and will enable you to take on anything a trail might throw at you. All the models featured in our best mountain bikes list come equipped with a dropper post. These enable you to easily set your saddle height to suit the conditions as you ride. This is done via a handlebar remote, so you don't need to stop pedaling and dismount each time you want to adjust the saddle height. It's recommended to keep your saddle high for good pedal efficiency on climbs. Then drop it out of the way, enabling you to adopt the most effective body position when it's time to descend. Many mountain bikes now come with wider 110x15mm front, 146x112mm rear boost hubs that improve wheel, fork and back end stiffness and ride predictability. If you've got an endless supply of cash, you can buy a bike with the best of everything. For the rest of us, it's probably best to focus on the features you need most. The basic areas you'll want to look at: a bike weight, suspension, brakes, gears and materials. Cheaper bikes tend to be made with heavier frames and components, making them more difficult to pedal uphill and harder to pilot on the trail. If you opt for a heavier bike, it will be cheaper but also more solid and able to take a beating on downhills. However, heavier bikes require more effort to ride back to the top of the trail if you want to do another run. Suspension is important if you want to keep your teeth in your face and to continue using your knees in the future. Full suspension is essential for downhill riding but less necessary if you're just pootling about in the woods. Here, front suspension will work just fine. The most modern 12-speed gear systems have a single front ring and a wide-ranging 10 to 50 tooth cassette at the back of the bike. This will provide as much, if not more, gearing range than older multi-ringed systems. Another benefit of this system is that it does away with a front derailleur, front shifter and additional rings, making your mountain bike lighter overall and easier to maintain. Despite the name, mountain bikes are actually designed to do any kind of biking you want, it's just that manufacturers build them with certain specialities in mind. For this reason we can break them down into 4 main categories: downhill, trail, enduro and electric bikes. Before you decide on the category for you, it's important to know what each bike is primarily built for. For the most all-round mountain bike, this should be your top choice. The frame and wheels of trail bikes can handle riding flat, uphill and downhill terrain. If you plan on enduro racing, you'll want to invest in a specific enduro bike. These bikes are built for optimum downhill speed while still being light enough to pedal back to the top afterwards. These are supremely tough mountain bikes, built for going down technical tracks at high speeds. They're designed to handle a beating at high speeds, All that strength adds a lot of weight. So they're not much fun to ride back up the hill. These benefit from power assistance on demand, which means you can ride back uphill easier and faster after a downhill run, or ride further on a trail without getting tired. They come in all the above varieties. And we have a dedicated best electric mountain bike guide if this is what you're after. British bike manufacturer White is renowned for building innovative and award-winning mountain bikes. Its 2020 offerings continue in that tradition, not least with the S150C, which is our pick for the best mountain bike overall right now. It comes with 29-inch wheels, is also designed to run on 27.5-inch wheels, which White sells separately. Or you can run your existing wheelset, of course. In addition to its wheel swapping abilities, the S150C is also a cutting-edge trail bike in its own right. White knows what it's doing when it comes to geometry, and this is a perfectly balanced bike that allows you to easily take on just about anything a trail can throw at you. The S150C RSV2 is the mid-range model of 3 bikes, and is well spec'd for the price. Up front you get the excellent 150mm RockShox Pike Select fork, which is paired with a RockShox Deluxe Select RT Debonair shock. SRAM's 12-speed GX Eagle takes care of the transmission, while its Code 4 4-pot brakes have tons of power. The supplied 29-inch wheelset has wide WTBI 30 rims and is shod with a Max's pairing of a triple compound 2.5 high roller tire up front and a dual compound 2.5 aggressor to the rear. Last year Canyon completely redesigned the Spectral, making it longer and lower than before. 2020's incarnations have a host of updates, the headlines being 10mm more suspension travel at either end, plus additional models across the range. The Spectral CF 7.0 is the entry-level carbon-framed model and comes equipped with RockShox Excellent Pike Fork and RockShox Super Deluxe RCT Shock, the equivalent of a pike in rear shock form. Other key specifications include SRAM GX Eagle 1X12 gearing with a 10-50 cassette and powerful SRAM Guide R brakes. Everything rolls on wide-rimmed DT Swiss M1900 wheels and Max's triple compound Minion DHII 2.4 tires. This mountain bike will take on any trail you point it at. It's also extremely well balanced, being fast and efficient even when the trails point upwards. Canadian bike brand Norco has redesigned its well-regarded sight range for 2020. The 7 model range, consisting of 4 carbon-framed and 4 aluminium-framed bikes, has been built to give ideal weight distribution and grip in all situations. With humans coming in all shapes and sizes though, getting a perfectly balanced ride could seem something of a tall order. To help achieve its aim, Norco has also released its Ride-Aligned Setup app. Enter your measurements, weight, riding ability and model choice into the app and it will not only recommend the best bike and componentry sizes for you, but it also gives detailed suspension settings and tire pressures, making it a doddle to custom tune your fork and shock and totally dial in your ride. The Sight A3 and the A3W, female specific version we've picked out here may be the cheapest aluminium models in the range, but they still offer the balanced and capable ride of the fancier stablemates combined with the best value for money. From the SRAM Eagle 12-speed gearing to the wide 29mm WTB rims with 2.5 inches Max's Minion DHF tires. All the componentry choices are hugely capable and bang up to date. With a RockShox pairing of a 160mm Yari fork up front and 150mm Deluxe Select R shock to the rear. These are bikes that can handle just about anything that comes their way. The next runner-up in our best mountain bike buyer's guide. The Spark is an 90th World Cup winning model that's just as popular with non-races as it is with serious competitors. This wide appeal is down to the Spark's highly capable nature and being just as well suited to long rides on regular trails as it is to short, sharp blasts on the race circuit. Despite only 120mm of travel, the Fox fork and shock are both smooth and reliable performers. while the stiff frame aided by a wide boost hub at the rear and 29 inches synchros, formula wheels on fast-rolling Max's Recon 2.4 tires enables you to put down some serious speeds. The well-spec'd group set is a mix of SRAM and Shimano, consisting of a GX Eagle 1X12 drivetrain and SLX M7000 brakes. The Spark is fast and well balanced on XC circuits and non-lethal trails. But it's also tons of fun on steep, swooping descents. The original Mega was launched in 2009 and has been ridden to massive success on the Enduro World Series by Sam Hill. Fully redesigned in 2018, the Mega has been tweaked and updated for 2020 and is now available in 5 sizes with the addition of a new medium long-framed bike. This year's models feature wider boost hub spacing front and rear to help give extra stiffness and ride predictability. They also feature 1X drivetrains across all models and lengthened top tubes on large and extra-large frames. The Mega Comp comes with RockShox suspension in the form of the bomb-proof Yari Fork and Super Deluxe Shock. SRAM Guide T brakes and a SRAM NX Eagle 1X12 drivetrain take care of the stop and go, while the Mega runs on nuke-proof Neutron wheels and Michelin Wild Enduro 2.4 tires front and rear. There's no doubting the Mega's credentials on properly steep, gnarly trails. But it's also a heap of fun to ride anywhere and makes shorter work of the ups than many of its rivals. Whether you're looking for a bike to rip on more forgiving trails, or one to plummet down steep, gnarly runs, with its long, low, slack and exceptionally well-dialed frame geometry, the Wide 905 is a hardtail that's hardcore enough to handle it all. The 905 runs on wide-rimmed, boost width, WTB Street 135 wheels shod with an ultra-grippy, triple compound Max's High Roller 2.8 tire on the front and a faster-rolling Max's Recon 2.8 on the rear. These plus-sized wheels and tires let you seriously rip through almost every type of terrain, allowing you to reach some proper warp speeds in the process. The SRAM Guide T brakes are excellent stoppers and an upgrade on last year's levels, while the 1X12 SRAM NX Eagle drivetrain provides all the gear range you could ever need. The Pinnacle Ramen 2 has been around in one guise or another for a few years now, but the 2020 version of this rapid yet robust 29er has everything the modern trail rider could want at a massively competitive price. Up front is an air-sprung, boost-width RockShox Recon, while the fork may only sport 120 mm of travel. It is still capable enough to take on anything most non-lethal trails can throw at you. The 30 mm internal width, 29-inch WTB rims are shod with a classic hardcore hardtail tire pairing of a super grippy 2.6 WTB Vigilante up front and a faster rolling 2.4 Trail Boss to the rear. The gearing is taken care of by SRAM's entry-level 12-speed SX Eagle transmission, while the brakes come in the form of Shimano's no-frills, but ultra-reliable BRMT 200 series, with a frame that's bang up to date with a confidence-inspiring slack head tube angle and a roomy top tube length. The Ramen 2 is highly capable all-rounder, and when you hit the pedals hard it's certainly no slacker either. Merida's Ioni 6800 is closely based on the company's conventionally powered enduro bike of a very similar name, just drop the E. The capable nature of the bike with 160 mm of travel and its long, low frame design is made even more accomplished by the addition of a Shimano Steps 8000 motor. The Steps motor provides 250 W of power and 3 levels of ride assistance, eco, trail and boost. The range of the 500 Wh Shimano Steps battery depends on the terrain you're riding and how much assistance you use, but expect to get at least a couple of hours out of it unless you plan on hammering up alpine climbs in boost mode. The Ioni 6800 can literally take you anywhere and is a total blast to ride wherever you may end up. Despite the weight of the motor and battery, the bike is still playful and fun to ride, with its boost-width wheels on 2.8 Max's DHRII tires. There's always loads of traction and grip to keep you in full control. The Triple B is the younger and even more capable sibling of the highly regarded Bossnut, still available as the updated Bossnut Evo. Yes, it does cost £398 more than the original. But it's money well spent as you get host of upgrades. The Triple B's Reber RL fork has 10mm more travel and better damping than its cheaper stablemates Recon RL. As well as the fork's bolt-through axle. You also get one on the rear for a big dose of back-end stiffness. The Triple B also comes with a 125mm trans X dropper post. Which is a real coup for a full sus bike at this price. The uncomplicated suspension is easy to set up and use, making it an ideal first full sus bike. The ride is well balanced and can handle anything red and black graded trails happen to throw your way. While the slack head tube angle combined with the wide bars and short stem gives plenty of confident control over steep, rooty sections. This beast offers a posterior-friendly 130mm of front and rear suspension to absorb bumps and jumps alike on downhill and along trails. That comfort is thanks to RockShox Reber RL forks in the front and Fox Performance Float Evil rear shocks. The bike is also light enough to cycle without too much effort thanks to its lightweight aluminium frame and 1X11 SRA MNX drivetrain. The Bontrager Line Comp 30 wheels are solid enough for worry-free riding and are tubeless ready for tires that just keep going. And with SRA M Level T hydraulic disc brakes you won't need to worry about wrapping yourself around a tree even at high speed. Great tech-like active braking pivot means the suspension works just as well off the brakes as when on them. Which is ideal for downhilling safely and comfortably. This is a real all-rounder. Comfortable downhill at speed, bumping over tree roots and through mud ruts in the woods or even for leisurely cycles along canal paths. Text source, t3.com.